Okay, we're back to the proper stuff and talking surfing. I shared these 3 waves at the end of the last vlog, but if you think all the waves were like this, then think again. Despite only having to focus on 2 simple things, clearly it's not actually that simple. But if you want to see some of the progress, what I've been working on and all the kind of key details as well as the fails, then keep watching because this vlog's for you. I'm James Davis, and I've been a skydiver for over 20 years, jumping and competing all around the world. In the last 18 months, I've been surfing at the wave pool in Bristol to see if wave pools can do for surfing what wind tunnels did for skydiving. I wanted to see what would happen if an average surfer trained at the wave pool for a year, if they could learn to get barreled, sharing all the mistakes, learning points and experiences along the way. If you've been following the vlog, you'll all know that I don't hide the bad surfing or fails. I share the good, the bad, and the damn right ugly. That's because, in my humble opinion, unless you're making mistakes or failing, you're not going to progress, because there's a fear of trying new things. Personally, I love the progression and the never-ending journey that surfing provides. It's totally epic. On that note, a quick shout out here to Rosie, as clearly it's not just me that loves progression. Whilst we're on the topic of sharing waves of other people, here's some from Alex, one of the best surfers who trains at the wave. Some of his turns are incredible, and I've said it a million times, but watching other people surf and be inspired by them is one of the best positives of training at the wave pool. If you go back a few vlogs, I had some of my surfing footage looked at via a Zoom call with Martin Dunn, one of the world's best surf coaches. He pointed out a couple of key points. The first was to turn higher on the wave, and the second was to get the leading arm out of the way, which had been stopping the rotation of the body. Martin has kindly agreed to do a live stream with us all, so if you want some free coaching from one of the world's best surf coaches, drop me a comment below and send me some footage with a question, and we'll run through as many videos as possible with live Q&A in the chat. I'll let you know about the time and date as soon as it's confirmed. As you can see, I've been trying to get the leading arm into the 6 o'clock position and even opening up the palm of the hand. As a few of you have already noted, the next point is to get that arm all the way back and lifted at the end of the turn. But as ever, it's not quite that simple, and achieving this seems connected to a few other important points. But have a look at this turn. I have to say that I'm positively surprised I even managed to get the leading arm lifted at the end of this turn. Now back to the first point, which should actually be very simple, but turns out there have a lot of factors contributing to it. If you look at a few of these first turns, you'll see that I struggled to get to the top of the wave properly. I think that's partly because the pop-up and catching the wave process isn't that great yet, nor is the bottom turn, where I'm doing the bottom turn, and the line I take. More on that in the next vlog. But a key observation for me is that you need speed to get to the top of the wave and have speed when you're there. The next point in my humble opinion is very clear. It's that I'm surfing flat and pushing water on that first turn. Getting on rail is the most overused term in surfing and very hard to know how to start doing it. But if you look at the board in these shots, I think it shows that I'm directly on top of the board. I'm starting the turn by hitting the tail pad and then doing the rotation. You can actually see the water being forced out from underneath the board. Now this isn't happening on all the turns I've been doing, because I started playing with the body position and trying to get the board up to the top of the wave whilst not being directly on top of it. Now of course you need speed to do this, and I could be barking up the wrong tree here, but trying to set a rail and get the board carving, i.e. doing its thing, rather than muscling a turn, seems to make a lot of sense. In some of the turns, I did actually start to feel some differences from playing with this concept. Again, it plays to training at the wave pool and the sheer number of ways and opportunities for a mere mortal like myself to even recognise it. I think I've just been trying way too hard at the start of the turn and not setting the rail properly. So I went back to some of Martin Dunn's video tutorials, and this one has just now made total sense.
When a wave fattens out, drive out and up from the foam to begin the cutback. This will provide the surfer with enough distance from the foam to be able to target and potentially perform a foam rebound. Compress low, chest close to the knees, and reach out towards the wave surface. This set body position should be held for the count of 1. Target the middle of the foam and straighten out of the set position with a lifting of the leading arm. The intention here is to drive back towards the foam, but to turn back down the line before the foam is reached.
Bend, set, and lift. 3 very easy and simple commands to remember. And what it really means is to set the rail at the top of the wave with the right body position, hold that position for at least 1 second until the board and some of the rocker starts doing its thing, before lifting that leading hand that you've been trying to touch the water with, which stimulates the body to extend and drive through the turn. Holy crap, there might actually be something to this coaching from people with solid credentials. Okay, joking apart, this surfing is the goal, which is a turn from Kelly Slater, courtesy of Dan Scott. So first turns on the wave sessions were average, but the second turns where I could set up properly and get prepared were a lot better. As was using the end section of the barrel wave settings for a roundhouse cutback. Please let me know what you think, but for me there was some proper good progress here, and once again some more learning points or details to focus on. In the next vlog, I try to approach the first turn issues by taking a new line off takeoff as recommended by our favourite Moroccan surfer, Snoopy. I noticed the difference in the expert turns and advanced plus wave sessions the most, but have to say, changing the line you're used to taking is actually super difficult. Okay, until next time, enjoy your surfing wherever it may be.